I'm such an idiot. I was too busy faffing about. I didn't even think to look in the drawers. In here. So, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Scott Brooks pleads not guilty to killing ex-mayor's wife, Vivian Roberts. Main murder suspect denies killing former employer. The adopted son of Father Matthew Brooks of Painscreek, Trinity Church pled not guilty in court yesterday. According to Scott, he met with Vivian in the woods that night but went home after the meeting, did not step out of the cabin for days. When he left her, Vivian was still alive. When asked when he met with Vivian, Scott's answer was met to discuss about personal matters, blah blah blah. Okay, so we're checking the drawers here. There's a key. I returned the tools back to the storage room. Yes, okay. Storage. Okay, here we go. Yes! Okay! Oh, it's all coming together. Slim Jim. Scott's things. We need a key for that, but we're okay just now. Yes! It's Private Eye Stephen Moss. I came across your name through a close friend of mine. She highly recommended you, saying you're a person of integrity and a very reliable investigator. So I'd like for you to investigate the case which happened in 1995 in a town called Painscreek of the murder of Vivian Roberts. I was there when it happened. The body had been placed in front of the mansion gates for everyone to see. A few days later, Scott Brooks was apprehended as a suspect. However, there wasn't enough evidence and he was soon released. Police filed Vivian's case as unsolved. Tried to forget everything, but I just can't. I simply want to know the truth. I've enclosed a copy of the threat letter to Vivian received the day she died. I hope it helps. For safety purposes, I'd like to remain anonymous at this time. I'll give you the first payment in good faith. Rest of the payment. I know you did meet me by the well at midnight. You know which one. Come alone. Gonna have a little look here. What have we got here? Private investigator. Steve Moss. Let's have a look at his diary. Investigation progress is slow. I've tried to reach people, many of them left Painscreek. Those are still remaining or starting to move out. There's some evidence showing things aren't what they seem. The media didn't have it right. I need to interview some people who worked at the mansion. Two area I haven't reached out yet. Matthew seems to be Scott's legal parent. Still won't talk to him yet. I have to visit St Patrick's Orphanage tomorrow, a day's drive from here. I know Scott found something here. Something not quite right with all of this. Vivian married Charles in 1971. After the marriage, she became vice president of the Roberts Mining Company. Went to slump after the mining accident in 73, but her resilience to not give up led to her rebuilding the company from the ground up. She supported local businesses such as Painscreek Community Hospital. To revitalise the small village, she looks like she was publicly very active. Too active. She was taken to Painscreek Community Hospital for an emergency operation in 1974. Trisha Roberts was born just before that. Vivian was hospitalised for a few months. She was reliant on Dr. Henry Johnson. Security room.
Thank you very much.
Security room. 025241. Right. Journal 025241. 025241. 025241. 025241. 025241. Yes! Oh, yes, okay. There's keys aplenty. Trisha's room. Nanny's room. Tea room. Security logbook. Someone ran through the garden last night. A man about 5'5" wearing a hooded sweater climbed the fence wall in the garden, proceeded to run into the backyard and jumped over the back wall. A new stack of VHS tapes has arrived. Please use new tapes instead of recording over the existing ones. Came across a note by Magdalene Roberts stuck between one old logbooks. It was requested a search of a missing security tape dated June 20th, 1975. The tape was never found. New security guard coming in today, Samuel Green. Tom Parker will be mentored to get him up to speed. Andrew came to the mansion around 11 PM. He was very drunk. Scott was called. He arrived around 11:15. Brought Andrew home. Today marks Tom Parker's 20th year since he started work at the mansion. He'll retire from his position next month to take care of his ailing wife. Strange tale going around Painscreek recently. Stephanie, a 6-year-old girl, got lost during Halloween. Apparently she followed some fireflies in the woods, could not get back home. Parents called the sheriff, conducted a search but could not find her. 2 hours later, Stephanie got home safe and sound.
Serious non-lack of keys. Diabetes.
That was right, Shari. Diabetes indeed. 2 years later, Stephanie got home safe and sound. When I asked how she found her way back, Stephanie said a young lady found her crying, brought her back. She didn't know the lady's name, but remembered her being pretty and having long black hair. She was wearing a black dress similar to what the mansion maids wear at work. Strange thing is, when I asked her in, all the maids said they were working that evening. I've got keys. Bernard Hopkins. Derek Tyler. Wanda Tyler. Andrew Reid. Dorothy Patterson. Mary Martinez. Sunday would be very, very happy. Okay. Dorothy's room. Got Holy Bible. Stuff over here. Some desk stuff. Okay. Dear Charles, I've worked here for more than 20 years and I'm so glad I was able to spend time here with everyone. I greatly appreciate the opportunities you gave me that I spent the time spent with Trisha. Trisha was everything to me and she loved me. She smiled whenever I called her. I wish I could have given her more. Despite what's happened here in Painscreek, there are moments of pure joy that we've all shared together. I'll hold on to these memories. I'm sorry I'm leaving and won't be able to serve you anymore. Thank you for everything. Please take care of yourself. So Dorothy left. Got another diary here. Can't believe that Andrew tried to kill himself again. Thank God for Scott. Can't imagine what would happen if Scott wasn't there to save him. Andrew was never like this when Laura and Daniel were here. Even as his wife, I doubt Laura has any idea why Andrew turned out this way. I can't blame her for leaving him and taking her son. I wonder if they've contacted each other since then. I visited Andrew at the hospital today. He seemed different. He looked calm, as if he had somehow managed to find peace within himself. The attending nurse said Scott has been here almost every day, taking care of him and being with him. Andrew has been talking a lot with Scott. Andrew told me he's already to see Laura and Daniel again. I'm glad to hear that. I should call Laura and tell her the good news. Scott came to fix my leaking sink today. He did a wonderful job. I offered him tea and we talked quite a bit, mostly about Charles and Vivian. I showed him my old photo album. To my surprise, Scott became very quiet. He asked me if he could borrow one of the photographs. I don't see why not. He thanked me and left in a hurry. I should call Laura and tell her about Andrew's situation. It's ironic that Andrew died shortly after being saved. I met Laura and Daniel at Andrew's funeral today, and Daniel reminded me of Andrew. I can't believe he's already 15 years old. Last I saw him, he was only 7. Laura said Andrew had been sending them money these last few years. She'd been considering to return to Painscreek so they could be together again. If only I'd called Laura before the fire accident. I feel sorry for them. Photo of Dorothy and Trisha years ago. There's a newly hired maid named Sophia. I think Matthew recommended her, saying she's his cousin. She's very pretty and has very good manners. She's a quick learner too and does whatever she's told to do. She's very eager, asking a lot on what she should do, how she should act when Charles and Vivian are present, how to be perfect at her job. I like her already. The guys delivering food to the mansion were gawking at Sophia as if they'd never seen a pretty girl before. I had to ask Sophia to go back into the house, otherwise someone might have funny ideas. Her uniform needs a little more cover. Matthew sometimes comes over and checks to see if Sophia is doing okay. I tell her he's worrying too much. That Sophia is loved by all. Matthew seems pleased every time I say this. If I didn't know better, I think Matthew liked her. It rained heavily today. Sophia and I were having our tea break when she asked me, what is it like to feel loved? I said, well, it's like the feeling you get when you're with your parents. She was quiet for a moment and then replied, it's hard for me to imagine because I don't have parents. I didn't know what to say to her at that time, but after the break was over, I decided to make an effort to care for her more. Oh, isn't that nice? Okay. Let's go and have a look round. We could go to the tea room now. Stairs, 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 stairs. Where did the stairs go? There they are. Balcony. So this is Trisha's room here. Okay, we've got Trisha's room open. Okay, we've got the key for this. I know we've got the key for this. Another key. Looks like a house key. What's that say? Dear Trisha, you can always stay at my place when you feel lonely. Dorothy. Okay, that's cool. And we've got a cross here which belonged to Scott. Please hold on to this. Someday I'll tell you everything, Scott. Mom's so judgmental, she doesn't want me to be near Scott, saying that I should find someone who's the same class as me. What does that even mean? Who determines what class Scott is in? It's Dot's key, yeah. The mom talked to Father Matthew. Is that why Father Matthew also forbade us from seeing each other? Don't they know we're in love? Last night Scott and Father Matthew had a big fight. Father Matthew told him to stop seeing me again. I asked Scott why, but he didn't know the reason. I feel so miserable. Scott asked if I had a younger brother named Vincent. I didn't. He told me that it was probably just a rumour, but wanted to be sure about it. Who'd spread such a rumour about my family? I then asked Mum if I had a younger brother named Vincent. She stared at me and said no, then asked where I got the name from. When I said Scott, she told me dinner's over. I argued with her. She yelled and sent me to my room. Later I heard her arguing with Dad. How could Mum fire Scott? That's so unreasonable. There's no reason at all for firing him. Why can't I see Scott anymore? I love Scott. Dad loves him too. Only Mum hates him and I don't even know why. I found it really strange. I knew today was Scott's day off, so I tried to surprise him at the cabin. However, I could not find him. I searched everywhere, inside and outside of the cabin. He was nowhere to be found. Just as I was about to leave, he suddenly appeared as if he'd been here the whole time. This has happened several times now. I wonder if there's a hidden room in the cabin that I just don't know about. Right, so hidden rooms. You wonder where you put that cross, yeah. What's this say? Trisha requested that all her books be brought to a room in the hospital. There's a music box here. We need a key for it, by the looks of it. Cabin key. Scott's a strange kid, very quiet. I don't think it's right for the other boys to bully him and call him names. I wonder why Scott's parents didn't want him. I don't like after-school programs, especially ballet. It's very difficult and boring, and I hate proper etiquette. What's wrong with being myself? I don't need to be like Mom. I haven't seen Dad for a while. I wonder when he'll be back. Every time I enter the study room, I can smell his tobacco smell. It's the perfect reminder for when he's gone for so long. I miss Dad. Mom's always working. She's busy with other people that she's no time for me. Sometimes I wonder if Mom loves me. Maybe I should call Dorothy Mother instead. Study room code 44871. This is the tea room. Oh, isn't it so much nicer when you actually have stuff? You know, you can actually do things and look at stuff. Dear Mrs. Vivian Roberts, our latest investigation shows that Dr. Henry Johnson has been embezzling funds from the Roberts Relief Foundation. He's sending a portioned amount to an offshore private account under the name of Jefferson Investments. Every 5th of the month, an exact amount of $9,990 has been transferred, supposedly for the payment of medical supplies and equipment. However, neither the equipment nor the medical supplies could be accounted for. This has been going on for the past 16 months. As of now, the total amount embezzled nears $160,000. Oh, I mean, isn't it just amazing being able to actually do things, you know, and not worry about shit, and... Okay, that's a... Wait a minute. I think I've got the key. Haha, I had the key. Okay, here we go. Okay, although we live in the same house, Charles and I hardly speak to each other. I know that he's been feeling guilty ever since his affair. My own blinds are closed. But that was 20 years ago. It's high time I forgive him out loud. Next, I need to work things out with Trisha. I've been objecting to her relationship with Scott for quite some time. In doing so, Trisha has been avoiding me. I haven't been a good mother, but I want to be there whenever she needs me from now. I just want things to go back to the way they were. The agency has arranged for a new guy to help me. His name is Owen Smith. Quite a young man for what he's accomplished. During our meeting, Owen asked me many things as if he was interviewing me. The brief introduction turned out to be hours long. However, by the end of it, he said he has everything he needed and will get things moving right away. I have a good feeling about him. Oh, thank you for the party bit, Sherry. Owen called to meet with me today. He had papers ready for me to sign. He said that the location of the exhibition has been approved. All we need is the down payment. That's great. I signed the papers almost immediately. After that, I informed our accountant Helen to transfer the money from the Roberts Relief Funds, since the hospital won't be needing it for a while. Owen's been a great help since we brought up the idea of an art gallery for the public. I'm not sure if things could have gone so quickly if it had been some other agent. I owe him that much. The art gallery will open in 3 months. I'm so excited about it. We've received most of the artwork from the contributors and artists. All I need to do is ask Charles if he'd be willing to donate some of his paintings. If this exhibition succeeds, it could be good for us and for Painscreek. I haven't felt this alive in a very long time. I have a purpose now. Does it say? How does it feel to ruin the lives of many? Alright, okay. Vape voice is awesome. Another key. Charles is running for election. I talked to Wilson and Edwards, and they have both agreed to support us. I don't think they are doing this solely to gain business benefits. Rather, they believe in Charles. Their support will boost morale for our party. It's our anniversary today. Charles invited me to my favourite restaurant. It was a complete surprise, and I was happy. I thought he might have forgotten. After dinner, we spent the rest of the evening walking along the beach. We talked as if we were teenagers in love. I could not remember the last time I felt this carefree. Magdalene is coming. What should I do? She's always asking me when we'll be having kids. I don't think I'm ready yet, not when I'm still recovering from the miscarriage. Edwards called today and tried to push me in favour of business agreement that we discussed months ago. I rejected his request since it would breach the trust agreement between our companies. I don't expect him to threaten me by backing out from supporting Charles. If that'll happen, so be it. I'd rather lose his support than make deals with people with no integrity. There's a fork in there. Oh, the clock. Okay, maybe that. We need something to go in there. Okay, that's fine though. We can find that. We've got plenty of stuff to do though. Got the code for the room downstairs now. 44871. Here it is. Although we've pretty much explored everything in this place, so how that's going to help me, I don't know. Chess pieces again. Okay. Look at that in a second. Okay. Vivian's situation is currently stabilising. She's accepted the fact that she cannot conceive anymore. However, she needs time to fully recover and a 6 months rehabilitation is necessary. Your presence at the hospital has been noted to upset her. It only helps prolong her recovery. I'm suggesting you try and refrain from visiting your wife until she's in a better state to receive you. Your mother's desire for a boy to be an heir to your family has caused tremendous strain on her. Please consider addressing this issue with your mother. Painscreek Community Hospital regards a patient's recovery as the highest priority. Our staff will do our very best to help Vivian. I apologise for any inconvenience this may cause you. Upon your request, we investigated Andrew Reid and Henry Johnson's deaths. Due to confidentiality agreements with our sources, we were unable to reveal the true nature of their deaths. Suffice to say, both of them did not die of said accidents, so we dug deeper. Found out that Andrew and Henry were both related to the disappearance of Sophia Miller and the death of Magdalene Roberts 20 years ago. What really happened to Sophia, we do not know as of now. However, some evidence was brought to light regarding Magdalene Roberts' death. We talked to the retired nurse who used to work at the Painscreek Community Hospital, although she preferred to remain anonymous. According to her, she came across a note while cleaning Dr. Johnson's office. In it, Dr. Johnson stated that the prescription was lethal and to be administered only to Magdalene. Dosage has to be precise or will not work. No one else should intake it. A letter was made out to your wife, Vivian Roberts, according to the note. If you'd like for us to stop this investigation, let us know at your earliest convenience, otherwise we'll continue to find out the truth about Sophia's disappearance. Jason Beckard. Our investigation was initially promising. We interviewed possible witnesses who might know something about Sophia's disappearance. Months later, however, we are nowhere near knowing what happened to Sophia. We searched all through the states for any possible trace, but no avail. We conclude by this time the main cause of Sophia's disappearance has to do with Andrew, Henry and Vivian. Now that they're gone, we are unable to get the truth about what really happened to Sophia. If you prefer, we could continue the search, however the results look bleak. We've posted rewards for any information regarding Sophia, hoping that it's a matter of time before someone with real information steps up. For the time being, we suggest you wait. Should anything emerge, you'll be the first to know. Sincerely, Jason. Are they all just killing each other? Months ago, right before Vivian was killed, I confronted her about Mom's death. She said she didn't know anything about it. She only administered the medicine as provided by Dr. Johnson. She was lying. I could see it in her eyes. She was scared and she was hiding her fear. I know that Vivian was never completely truthful with me, but I still have no proof yet. She never liked Mom, but I wouldn't have thought her capable of killing her own mother-in-law. I know that she had something to do with what happened to Mom and Sophia, but what can I do? She was my wife after all, and now... Vivian is dead, so is Scott. Now Trisha is dead too. Whoa! Thank you very, very much, Sherry.
5 bucks to put towards your Stream Deck X.
Okay, apparently this is now in Spanish. So I'm enjoying this again. There was a brief period where I wasn't, but now I am. We got it. Master Carpentry. No chimney though, weirdly enough. Couple of jars, fluffy towels. There's a knife there. No blood on it though. I think we're looking for a bloodstained knife, but power is off. Power isn't off. Okay, so we need a key for that door. More pain meds. Toilet. gotta be a secret door in here somewhere. Because she keeps saying that there was something, like, he kept coming out, so... Where, if I was a secret door, where would I be? Aha! So let's say... Chest box. Today's Valentine's Day. I wanted to spend the day with Trisha, but Charles invited me to go hunting. I was nervous, not because it was my first time hunting, but because it was with Trisha's dad. Turned out that I actually enjoyed being with him. I feel comfortable talking to him. I don't get it, why would Father Matthew forbid me to be with Trisha? Is it because I'm not rich or because I'm an orphan? He didn't explain anything to me. Maybe he doesn't love me anymore. I feel so confused. We quarrelled again today. I couldn't stand Father Matthew's preaching attitude, so I yelled back at him. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I'm so frustrated. Father Matthew said I'm not an orphan. What does that mean? Does he know who my parents are? I pressed him to keep talking, but he wouldn't tell me anything after that. I need to know more. In these past weeks it has become more difficult for me to talk to Father Matthew. Whenever we speak, he addresses only church stuff. I realised I'm starting to avoid Father Matthew. Whenever he asks me how my day was, I don't feel like answering him. When I ask him about my past, he's always trying to change the subject. I feel so frustrated. I moved out of the church. Father Matthew did not object, although he looked a bit sad. Mr. Roberts was kind enough to let me stay at his cabin, if I'm willing to work for him as an assistant gardener. That way the mansion garden can still be well maintained, even when Andrew can't make it. It's been a month since Charles gave me the cabin to stay. I still don't know where to start my investigation. Andrew's been drinking. Bernard asked me to bring him home today. Whenever he's drunk, he accuses himself, saying that he's a sinner. Sometimes he would mutter names that I've never heard of. Of all the names, I think I only recognise Magdalene. I just can't remember where I heard that name before. I just returned from the orphanage and found out it was Father Calvin who brought me there. The record sheet stated I was from Painscreek. How? If I was born in Painscreek, there must be a record of me at the hospital, but I've checked and there's none. I broke into Father Matthew's bedroom today. I shouldn't have done that, but he might have had something that might tell me about my birth parents. He didn't have anything relevant. Andrew's drunk again. This is the 5th time I had to bring him home and then cover his shift. It's getting quite annoying. As I laid him down in his bed, he muttered repeatedly, "I'm so sorry, Sophia." Who's Sophia? It's another church key. There's more stuff to explore at the church, so... Yeah, you would think under the rug, but... I'm going to go to the church first. The chest. Basement key. Dear Scott, I'm Sister Rachel. Although I wasn't here when you last came, I hope you remember me. I was your nursing mother after you arrived here these years ago. I understand you came here earlier to find out how you came to be at St. Patrick's Orphanage. On July 4th, 1975, Father Calvin came to us holding a basket with you in it. He said that you had lost your parents and there was no one to take care of you. He told us your name was Scott. After he left, Sister Emma asked if I would be willing to take care of a baby. At first I hesitated because it was a huge responsibility, but when I saw your face, so full of innocence and curiosity, I felt as if God himself had delivered you to me. I accepted the task. When you were 10, Father Matthew came to see you. He had just become the head priest of Painscreek Trinity Church. He visited often, usually at the beginning of the month. Whenever he left, he would leave an envelope containing a small sum of money. He said it was for everything you needed and said whatever was left was then given to the orphanage. I'd be lying to say if I wasn't sad when you left the orphanage, but when Father Matthew adopted you, I believe that your life would be better in Painscreek than here, and I dearly hope it's so. Everything enclosed within the package used to be yours. I think you should have these. May God bless you, Sister Rachel Davis. Baby boy. 1925? No, 1925? Hang on. Put it back down. Pick it back up. 75. 1975. Little diary. I asked Andrew about Sophia. First he freaked out, saying that I shouldn't go around speaking that name. Then he said he had never heard that name in his life. Is he hiding something? Why would he lie about Sophia? This makes me want to know about who Sophia is even more. I asked Wanda if she knew anything about Sophia. She said Sophia used to work as a maid in the mansion for a few years until she was let go. When asked why, Wanda said she didn't know. However, she thought that Sophia was a manipulative woman and that would do anything to get what she wanted. Wanda resented that. I met Derek today and asked if he knew anyone by the name of Sophia. Apparently he's not on speaking terms with me. I wonder if it has anything to do with Trisha. During today's lunch break, I asked Bernard if he knew about Sophia. He was surprised I knew the name, but proceeded to say he did not know her that well. Somehow I feel uncomfortable whenever I talk with Bernard. His cold gaze gives me the shivers. I met Dorothy while tending the garden. I asked her about Sophia. She looked confused. She was curious as to where I'd heard the name. Told that it came from Andrew. She kindly explained that Sophia was a close friend of hers when Sophia first came to work for the Roberts family. Unfortunately, she had an affair with Charles when Vivian was hospitalised. Shortly after she left Painscreek, no one has heard of her ever since. Dorothy thinks Sophia probably started a new life in another place. I wonder if the affair is the reason everyone's so quiet about it. Right. Starting to come together now. We've got a basement key now though. Is there a lock here? No, there's no lock. So can't use that yet. There's a Bible there, big cross. Another diary. A few months have passed since I arrived here. The missionary trip is harder than I expected. There's no clean water, the food lacks nutrients, and there isn't enough medicine. We've requested help from WHO, but haven't received any reply yet. I feel so frustrated, but what can I do? When Father Calvin first sent me here, he asked me if I'd be willing to stay for 6 months. It would be good training for me, he said. I agreed. That was before I came. 6 months have now passed. I think we'll extend this for another 6 months. The people here need as much help as they can get. I'm not a doctor, but I can help them through my support and prayers. I'll let Father Calvin know about my decision. Time flies. I can't believe I'll be going home tomorrow. I'll miss the people here. At the same time, I can't wait to get back home and meet everyone again. Father Calvin summoned me this morning and told me that Sophia had left Painscreek. How can that be? The last time we wrote, she told me she had so many things to share with me when I got back. Was she forced? Is she hiding something? I just can't believe that Sophia left without telling me anything. Something must have happened to her that she could not tell me. It's been almost 6 months since Sophia left Painscreek. I've asked everyone around. No one seemed to know where she went. Father Calvin told me to let go. He's right, I should not dwell on matters of the heart. There are more important things in life that I need to focus on. If Sophia and I are meant to meet again, God will let me know. It's time to move on with my life. So is he having an affair? We've evaluated your case and accepted a request to represent your son, Scott Brooks, in court. We're in the process of drafting an appeal for his release. Considering the sensitivity of the situation, we urge you not to make any public statements until consulting with us. Additionally, we would like copies of any government documents related in any way to your son. Medical records, transcription repeats, travel documents, previous criminal charges, if any. The more we have, the better we can help in your son's case. We'll be in contact within the next few days. So we got some donations and stuff. So the Roberts family donated. There was payment for church maintenance. Hang on. Let me take a picture for that. Check from the car dealership. Sunday tithing. Hosting community potluck. Okay, was he taking money out of... Was he taking money? Another diary. I always wanted to be adopted, but I guess haven't had something else in store for me. Instead of being taken in by family, I came to Painscreek Trinity Church. To be honest, I would prefer to have a real family with people whom I can call Mum and Dad, but Father Calvin said God has other plans for my future, and in time I will come to realise it. The Roberts family is looking for a new maid. I think so, yeah. But it got blamed on the doctor, I think was what the problem was. The doctor got blamed and it was actually him taking money for the court case. Maybe, I don't know. Told Mrs. Roberts a relative of mine would fit the position really well. I knew I shouldn't lie, but I want Sophia to be here in Painscreek. Father Calvin always said we had to help those who are in need. Sophia's in need, and I'm sure she'll be glad to have this job. Since starting the job at the mansion, Sophia has settled in nicely. Whenever she has time off from work, we've been exploring Painscreek together. I have so much to show her. It's just like the orphanage days, and I'm extremely comfortable being here with her. Today was Sophia's day off. We ate at the Moon Cafe again. I can't seem to get enough of the place. The food is delicious, the atmosphere relaxing, and the coffee tastes great. Maybe it's all because of Sophia's company. Still, I love to hang out here. This is definitely one of my favourite places in Painscreek, followed closely by the church and the Little Big Books. Huh.